Oh, baby, why do men think that love's just for the moment, not over time? Please tell me why. Why should I think that you're gonna be sincere? All you deserve, and don't blame me if I just don't believe that you'll always be right here. Woo! I know you should have been with me, yes. Should have been right by my side. Baby, if you cared anything for me, then love should have brought you home last night. Yes. Love should have brought Tracy man home last night, but it just didn't. This is Braxton Family Values, y'all. Season 4, episode 5, 6, 7, 8, 14, 27. Shit, it's hot in here. Let's get on with it. The episode begins with the sisters. They're out at a dinner moment, and the mama. And they pretty much, start talking about the Braxton's album. This whole episode is about the Braxton's album. And Tamar was like, well, we pretty much a group, right? That's just what it is. We pretty much a group. Do I pop, pop. There we go. Back once again. Toni Braxton, background singers. It's just what it is. All the girls was like, yeah, okay, whatever, Tamar, whatever. And she was just like, you know what? I'm just worried because most female groups out there break up because of drama. Danity Kane, Destiny's Child, the Supremes, all of them, they break up because of drama, and I just don't want that to happen to my sisters. Everybody was like, you know what, Toni, you know what, we just gotta wait and see. That's just what it is. Trina decides to let Gabe back into her home. Apparently they've been going to therapy. I don't know if it was necessarily Dr. Sherry. They've been going to therapy, back and forth, and he seemed to be on his best behavior. And she decides to let him back in. Trina looked so much like Ashanti, the singer. Like, it's crazy. Like, they look like they can be sisters, actually. So Gabe is on the way in the door, and she's like, look, put your shit down. There's some ground rules. You're not gonna be on Twitter. You're not, because she says that she had to let Gabe back into her house. So Gabe came back into the house, and it was just so many ground rules. And you can't tweet, you can't Instagram, let go of Facebook, email bitches, sorry about it, like moments. And he was just like, damn, I just got here. I know we just, had our time apart. But like, give a brother a break. Like, chill. She was just like, no, you back in my house, and I'm going to LA with my sisters. Because, all the girls, they decided to go to LA because they're working on the sister album. And Toni and Tamar already live in LA, I believe. So, yeah, the other three just rented a house up there. And speaking of that, they all get there. Well, Tracy, Trina, and Tawanda, they rent a house, and the house is absolutely beautiful. Tracy pulling her drawers down already, pissing. She marked her territory. All right. They gave Tracy the master bedroom, which was nice because out of the three of them, she's the oldest. Toni's the oldest altogether, but out of those three, she's the oldest. And it's very, very, it was a very nice home. Very nice home. Lovely. Trina talking about sleeping with Gabe in the theater room, and ain't nobody trying to even imagine. Darling, edit that part out. Edit. So, I'm moving right along. Tamar, she has a meeting with her team. She's in the midst of this whole Braxton album. She's going on tour. Of course she's doing something else. That's so Tamar. And she's just like, I need to huddle my team together, and we need to get this damn tour and shit going. Like, what's going on? Her whole thing is that she no longer wants to tour or just all work with male dancers, because she has certain songs that scream femininity to her, like tiptoe, not tiptoe, not tiptoe, not tiptoe. And she was just like, how is men gonna tiptoe? How is that gonna happen? And I think she asked one of her guys, I believe that was her A&R or something. He was just like, listen, Tamar, I think I see you with guys. Everybody was like, look, I see you working with guys, not females. And she literally like kept begging the guy, get up. Well, get your ass up then. Get up. Let me see you tiptoe. Let me see. Let me see. Like she kept pushing him. And I was just like, damn. If you don't throw a piece of ice at her ass, it was like much. But of course she ended up getting her way. And she ended up, them saying, well, we're just gonna have to audition some female dancers. And so, pluck it. I'm through. Okay? Shut up and eat an apple. Tamar and Tony, they go to get the acupuncture, where they stick the needles in your skin, in your body, bitch, so that you can quote unquote relax. Tamar did it. Tony did. Tamar did it, not Tony, of course. And because she's Tony Braxton and she doesn't partake in certain things, because she's a star. So they was just sitting down talking, and Tamar was just very still upset about the whole sisters retreat. Tamar asked Tony how did she feel about the sisters retreat, and Tony was like, I felt like it was a success. I felt like it was a success. I did. I enjoyed it. And Tamar was like, well, I didn't like it. She's kind of dozy. She's kind of woozy. And, she was just like, well, I don't like it.com. I don't like it. And Tamar was like, well, you left. Tony, these teas, child. You left. You left. That was your issue, that you left. And that's just what it is. If you would have stayed, it would have went by fine. But you decided to leave. And Tamar was just like, get your life. Like, I'm just worried about the whole sisters thing. It's just drama. Tamar's very apprehensive, as if she don't want to do it. Like, do you want to do it or you don't? Of course there's going to be drama. It's a bunch of women together, even though y'all are sisters. Like, still, it's a bunch of females getting together and working on something as a whole. And all of them are passionate about it. And they all have big personalities. Yeah. Drama, mess, I should know. My mama have 3 sisters, and she argued with them all the time. So, yes, God. Tracy and Tawanda, they sit down. Tracy, Tawanda, and Trina, these damn T's. They go out to, I guess, this little restaurant / bar moment. And she starts to tell the girls that about her and her husband. They're on couples therapy reality show edition. I guess that's gonna be coming up soon on VH1 or something. And she was just like, the experience was much. Pretty much her husband. Okay, well, no, Tony walked in and she was talking to them about the fact that how much her husband pissed her off before Tony arrived. And she was like, because he accused me of drinking a lot. And the whole time when she was talking about him saying that, they were showing scenes of Tracy drinking at midnight, Tracy drinking in the morning, Lamone and beer, Tracy drinking at brunch, Tracy drinking at lunch, and Tracy drinking again at dinner time. Tracy just, but she was like, I'm just not a drunk, and I just got offended. And so I told him I want a divorce because he told me I was a drunk. The apple don't fall too far from the tree. Tracy Trina Braxton. Drunk. Yes. Get into it. So Tony walks in all late after making an entrance. And she's just like, what's up, y'all? What's going on? That's when Tracy dropped the bomb that during the show, that her husband revealed to her that he had been cheating on her. And it's been recent, bitch. Tracy said, I could have took his dick off and throwed it upon the forest. She didn't necessarily say that, but I said it, damn it. I know that's what she felt like. And everybody was like, oh my God, that's crazy. And Tony was like, well, is that a deal breaker for you? And Tracy was like, no, not necessarily. I don't know, not necessarily. And Tony was just like, wow, Wow. I definitely think that I'm cut from the bread of my mother. My sisters are very much so like my dad, meaning that her sisters are hoish and just accept and take a lot of shit, and she don't. She's more like Mama Braxton, and when you lay it low and spread it wide, you out of my house, darling. You're out of my life. Okay. Which one am I more like? Don't know. It's been a minute since I've been in a relationship. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't even know what it is. What it smell like, Chad? What's happening after that? Okay. Tracy. Watching her. Okay. I'm looking down at my phone, but it's some shit like I don't know what the hell I just wrote down. Hold on. I'm sorry. This never happened to me, darling. Oh, okay, sorry. Tony and Tamar, they arrive at the other sister's rental house. And this is the first time they seeing it. They all joking around, having fun. It was very good to see them like that. Because oftentimes they don't get along. It's just all nice when you see sisters get along. The sisters. Everybody together. Trina tells the story that while she was staying there, she felt like the devil was riding her back. Like she couldn't breathe, she couldn't speak, nothing until she finally like broke away and said, "No, party or go home." And Tamar was like, "Hmm." So then Tracy revealed the story that she felt like somebody was watching her while she was asleep or something. And that was enough for Tamar to just get on and out the damn door like she always does. She ran, she's scary, and she dipped. She was just like, I don't do that. I don't do that. Like, that's crazy. She grabbed her purse. She was like, no, they might put something in my purse. There's coins in here. No, darling, I can't do that. I ain't scared of no demons. I ain't scared of no demons. I ain't scared of no demons. Get on back, my dear. Get on back, my dear. Oh, get on back, my dear. They was singing a little, I ain't scared of no demons, on the way, outside to the little sitting area. That was sweet. And that's when Tawanda revealed to them that she likes to get her coochie rejuvenated and tightened up, by going to a spa. And they spray herbs and water and juices and oils and shit up your crotch, and apparently it tightens you up and you just feel like a little girl again. All the girls are for it except for Tamar. Tamar's acting like a prude in this episode. She was acting like Tony. I was like, child, they just bounce back and forth between personalities and everything. It's interesting to watch them. So Tracy and her husband, they showed a scene with them, and I guess they're talking to the hosts of this reality show that's supposed to be coming, I guess, of them on it. And they asked him, have you been cheating on Tracy recently? He said no. He started crying. It was just a very, hold on. I heard something, y'all. Don't play that shit. I'll take you out. But they was just like, yeah, have you cheated on him? He was like, no. He started crying because he was like, you pretty much gave up your life for me. You turned your back on your family for me. If you don't know the whole story, here's the story in the shortest amount of frame that I can give it to you, darling. Okay. Way back in the way back in the day, can they bling? Tracy had gotten pregnant. Well, first off, Trina had gotten pregnant, okay? She has the oldest son out of all the nieces and nephews, okay? And Trina had gotten pregnant. She had her baby. She was able to sign the deal with Tawanda and Tamar. But Tracy was pregnant at the time. They was just getting ready to sign their deal. the record label didn't want to sign a pregnant woman, and so Tracy had to step back and go. She moved back to Maryland, where they're from, with her father, husband, and brother. And yeah. So now she's finally getting her chance to sing with her sisters. Like, she missed out on that opportunity in the '90s when the Braxtons, Tamar, Trina, and Tawanda had their little thing going on. There you go, boom. So, Tracy was looking kind of sad, and she wants to make it work with her husband and all that. He seemed like he's an okay guy. I don't really have anything bad to say about him. So, yeah. Where is Andre, by the way? Have anybody seen Andre? Tawanda's man. Anybody seen Andre, child? Interesting. A very interesting relationship, darling. So the girls finally go and get their coochie rejuvenated. It was so funny, like watching that whole entire scene. Them coming out the dressing rooms with their little gowns on, and it literally did look like choir robes or something. And they, singing and preaching in the choir. It was really, really funny. It was just like, hold on, my Jesus. Oh, don't mind my Jesus. I'm just paraphrasing now, but making up shit. But yeah, it was very, very cute, very, very fun. They get over there to the pot, and Tamar was just like, you know what, this is real uncomfortable. I feel like I'm taking a shit in front of my sisters. Like, this real, like, girl, like, this is real crazy. Like, it's so weird. And they all sit down. They all feel a little weird, and it was just really, really funny. They pretty much didn't have on no drawers underneath the gown. You couldn't, because your whole ass is out, and you get your coochie rejuvenated. So they started talking about the album. Tawanda brought it up again. Tamar was just like, really? We can really talk about an inspirational album while we sitting on the pots with our coochie exposed, not in the name of Jesus. And I kind of agree with her with that. I was like, oh, girl, how uncomfortable, darling. And pretty much Tamar decides that she thinks that her and the girls should do the album independently. Tony was like, no, I'm exclusively signed with Motown, and I can't, do another album. I can do another album, but it has to be in the means of Motown. So that's definitely not gonna happen. And Tamar was just like, what? Like, it's so much better to do it independent. You ain't got people trying to tell you what to do and all that. And it's just everything. Money, Tamar, money. It costs a lot to do an independent album. Everything is on you. And Tamar was like, if don't no record label believe in your shit, they not gonna fund you, boo. So Tamar feels like they're not, the record label, any record label is not gonna believe in their project, I feel. And that's not the best way to look at things, I feel. Be a little bit more optimistic. And Tony seems to want to take the inspirational record / gospel record more current, a more current sound. When Jesus said yes, nobody can say no. Which Tamar is thinking that the album should go very much, let's go down by the riverside. Very old gospel, church, the songs that you've been singing in church forever. And so, the two divas are battling, y'all. This is the first time we're starting to see Tony versus Tamar. It's going to be interesting. It really is. What do y'all think? Should they go the independent route, or should they go, with the record label route? Now, if they go with the record label, Trina was saying that they would probably have to sign with Motown, because that's if that's only who Tony Braxton can work with, then they're gonna have to, bend towards Tony Braxton. And they always seem to bend to whatever Tony wants. Well, especially over Tamar. So we should see what happens. Interesting. I'm Mr. Chalaki. Another pop. I'm Mr. Chalaki on Google+. Follow me. I am Chase Kingless here on Facebook. And I'm at It's King's World on Twitter, y'all. Y'all know what to do. Follow me. Like. and comment and share and subscribe and all those good things. Love should have brought you home last night. No babies.